Hi there, welcome to our 9th French lesson. I trust you're all doing fine. So today we're going to be looking at the perfect tense in the French language. And then thereafter, secondly, we are going to look at possessive adjectives. Finally, we are going to learn about the expression say, which is to be, and we'll give a few examples on how it's used. Salut à tous, bienvenue à notre 9e leçon de français. C'est moi Charles et j'espère que vous allez bien. Alors aujourd'hui, on apprendra, premièrement, le passé composé de la langue française. Deuxièmement, on va apprendre ce qu'on appelle les adjectifs possessifs. Et en dernière, on va apprendre comment employer et utiliser l'expression c'est, ce qu'on appelle it is dans la langue anglaise. So we'll quickly start with the perfect tense. Le passé composé, which means the perfect tense. So there's one thing that you need to note is that the perfect tense in the French language translates into all three forms of the English past tense and is usually formed using the verb avoir, which is to have. If you remember in the previous lessons, we talked about two auxiliary verbs that are used in order to conjugate different types of other verbs, which is the verb to have, which is the most used, and also the auxiliary verb to be, which is être. So in this case, it is the verb to have that we're going to use to be able to conjugate in the past tense or the perfect tense. So as an example, we have example 1, verbs ending in er. Verbs ending in er. Like the verb parler is the one we're going to use. Parler. So all you need to do is that all you need is to conjugate the verb avoir, which is to have in its right tense or in its past tense, and then the verb, all you have to do is that you replace er at the end with e that has an acute accent, or what we call accent aigu, the one that goes up, the accent. As you see here, j'ai parlé. J'ai parlé. What this will translate to in the English language, to translate into three forms of the English past, which means I have spoken, I did speak, I spoke. You see that? Let's also see in its negative form, je n'ai pas parlé. Je n'ai pas parlé would simply translate to I haven't spoken, or I did not speak. Let's look at another example. Example number 2. Verbs ending in IR. So for these verbs, all you have to do is that for the past participle, all you have to do at the end is insert an I at the end. So you omit IR and then insert I for it to become a past participle. But of course, remember to conjugate it in its present form. So example number 2 is j'ai fini. J'ai fini, which would translate to I have finished. I did finish and I finished. So you see those three forms of the past tense in English. That's what that would mean. So its negative form will be je n'ai pas fini. Je n'ai pas fini, which would translate to I haven't finished, I did not finish, I ain't finished. So that's how the perfect tense is conjugated in the French language. Alors maintenant, on va regarder, ou bien on va prendre ce qu'on appelle les adjectifs possessive. We're going to look at possessive adjectives. So possessive adjectives are adjectives that are indicative of what belongs to who, either an item or something, whatever it is, a person. So we have here a table. We have my, your, which is familiar. Remember, we talk about if you're talking to a familiar person, there's a different type of subject pronoun that you'd use. So in this case, even adjective, possessive adjectives would also take the same type of form. We have his, her, its, our, your, this one is formal, and then we have their. So these are translations in English. So we have there masculine, singular. Masculine, singular. So if you want to refer to a noun that is masculine, you would use more. More to mean my. So if the noun that follows the adjective, the possessive adjective, is masculine, what you'd use if you want to say mine would be mon. So we have ton if you like to say your, and if it's masculine, so all these are masculine here. We have son to mean his, her, or its. We have notre to mean our. We have votre to mean your. We have leur to mean their. With the feminine possessive adjectives, we have ma to mean my. We have ta to mean your when it's familiar or informal. We have sa to mean his, her, or its when it's feminine. We have notre, these are just the same. We have notre, votre as well to mean your, and leur to mean their, the same thing. And we have the plural form. So we have the plural form here, which is either masculine and feminine altogether. So plural, that's a shortcut there. If you like to say my, but the noun that follows is plural, you say me. If it's informal and you like to say yo and it's informal, you say te. You say se if you like to say his, her, or its if it's in a plural form. And you say no if you like to say our, but the noun that follows is plural. We have vos for your, and then we have leur with the s at the end for their in a plural form. Let's look at a few examples here. On va voir quelques exemples. The first one we have ma femme, which means my wife. The second example we have son mari, because mari, which is husband, is masculine, so that's why we use the possessive adjective son. Son mari to mean her husband. Third example there we have sa chambre to mean his or her bedroom. The fourth example is ses clés to mean his or her keys, dog keys, whatever. The fifth one we have mon ami. Now if you see mon ami there, we have in parentheses the e there. This is to want to explain that in the case that a noun starts with a vowel, you are always going to use the possessive adjective in its masculine form. Because even if ami in a feminine noun would actually, more directly need that we use a feminine possessive adjective. But then because ma also has a vowel at the ending, so that cannot fit well, and that's why you need to use a masculine possessive adjective. So it becomes mon ami for either masculine or feminine to mean my friend. And then we have down here notre maison to mean our house. Okay. And then finally now we're going to look at the expression to be, which is translated as c'est in the French language. Et maintenant on va voir l'expression c'est, qui se traduit comme it is dans la langue anglaise. Voilà. L'expression c'est, the expression c'est or to be. Example number 1, we have c'est facile, which means it's easy. The second example is c'est difficile, which means it's difficult. The third way to how you can use c'est is c'est très important. C'est très important. It's very important. Fourth example, we have the fourth example here. We have c'est moins cher. It's less expensive. C'est moins cher. And then the last example here we have c'est bon. And you're going to hear a lot of this expression used most of the times. C'est bon to mean it's good or it's okay. So that marks the end of our lesson today. Remember, we looked at the perfect tense. We also looked at possessive adjectives, and finally we looked at the expression say. So please keep on revising, ask questions where you're not understanding, and we'll be ready, available to help. Merci beaucoup.